2018 Volvo XC60 T8 is a hybrid chock full of safety and style. Cruising through Colorado's Rocky Mountains in the 2018 Volvo XC60 T8. My drive partner wondered what elevation we were at. We both thought we were at 6,000 feet or so, as the 2.0-liter four-cylinder was pulling strong, not succumbing to the thinner air as many internal combustion engines do. I checked the compass app on my phone, and to my surprise, we were more than 8,000 feet above sea level. Volvo's unique turbocharged and supercharged hybrid engine had climbed up the pass with nary a stutter. That's the glory of the XC60 T8. This model's powertrain combines the guts of internal combustion motivating the front wheels with the instant power of an electric motor on the rear wheels. The XC60 is Volvo's latest crossover, but the company has already sold over 1 million units since the model was first introduced 9 years ago. This mid-size offering is available in base Momentum trim, Sport-focused R-Driver Deluxe inscription. You also get your choice of 3 powertrains, including the turbocharged T5 or the turbocharged and supercharged T6 engine. However, the plug-in T8 electric hybrid featured here is the powertrain to get. This unique engine utilizes a supercharger at lower RPMs and a turbocharger at the higher revs to force more air into the combustion chamber, producing more power. By supercharging first, the driver never has to wait for the turbo to spool up. Instead, power delivery is consistent no matter where the engine is in its power band. It's a pretty neat trick. The addition of the 87 horsepower electric motor brings total system output up to 400 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque. For those keeping score, those numbers best the Jaguar F-Pace S and Mercedes-AMG GLC 43, matching the Porsche Macan Turbo in horsepower while providing 66 pound-feet more of twisting power. A 10.4-kWh battery is mounted in the center tunnel, so the hybrid doesn't lose much interior space in relation to its non-hybrid counterparts. It can be charged using a standard 110V or 220V household outlet or at a 200V public charging station, reaching full tilt boogie in about 2.5 hours. Or if you prefer to never plug the thing in, the gas engine can be used to charge the battery as well, but doing so isn't as efficient. The T8 hybrid has an EPA fuel rating of 56 mpg or 26 mpg with premium gas, when compared to the low mid-20s combined rating of the T5 and T6 engine. The hybrid is looking pretty darn good. New self-driving features. Steer Assist comes to the XC60 for 2018. If a computer detects the driver is attempting an evasive maneuver to avoid hitting an object from the front, the XC60 will make the turn as effective as possible by braking the inner wheels during the turn, adding steering input, and then braking outside wheels after the maneuver to settle the chassis. I'm not crazy enough to speed toward a stationary object to test this feature for you, dear reader, so I will just say that the inclusion of this technology is part of the company's commitment to zero deaths or serious injuries in a new Volvo by 2020. Also new this year is oncoming lane mitigation, which uses the forward-facing camera to read lane markers and radar to detect oncoming cars. If the driver inadvertently drifts onto the wrong side of the road and into the path of an oncoming car, the XC60 can steer itself back into the correct lane. Again, I'm not brave enough to deliberately drift into oncoming traffic to test the technology, but it's one more level of safety other car companies have yet to match. Similar technology is at work in Volvo's new blind spot monitoring system. If the driver does not heed the system's warnings and attempts to change lanes in front of a vehicle approaching from the rear, the XC60 will steer itself back into the correct lane. While I'm not comfortable barreling towards a pedestrian or driving on the wrong side of the road, I had no problem performing a slight lane drift for the sake of this review. The technology intervened gently after a visual alert and audible warning. It was neither jolting nor surprising, and is sure to be a boon in California, where motorcyclists often split lanes and seemingly appear out of nowhere. Volvo's excellent Pilot Assist 2 adaptive cruise control works well in stop-and-go traffic, bringing the car to a complete stop with a brief pause before disengaging. And it keeps the car centered in its lane when on the move. It can't handle twisty roads and still requires you to keep your hands on the wheel. But it's a great relief in heavy traffic, responding quickly to road conditions. On my drive, it even responded to a little chicane in the road outside of Denver, after our long day of mountain driving. Giving up some control on the final bumper-to-bumper trek back to our hotel was a welcome respite. As with all current semi-autonomous technology, the driver still needs to pay attention and is ultimately in charge of the car. However, these features help make stop-and-go driving as safe and stress-free as possible.